What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video, and today we will be discussing how we went from this
Honey been dropped on the head of any nigga wanted, man. Pop me as any young fast, I'm so fast, I'm so faster than Sunny, man. True to man.
to this.
Say a nigger. I'm calling my ops, nigger. They better not play with me, nigger.
Now, to understand that, we're going to have to go all the way back to 2022 when the RICO cases first dropped on YSL, Young Thug, Gunna, and several members of the YSL crew. If you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with everyone you know. Let's get into it.
In 2017, Monday night, Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele, told us something along the lines of, Mr. Williams committed no crime whatsoever. We have not been able to reach him about what we have learned now, but it appears Young Thug's legal problems are
So, if you don't know what RICO stands for, it stands for Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations, a law originally designed to take down the mafia. Prosecutors basically claim that YSL isn't just a record label, but it's a criminal street gang, responsible for everything from armed robberies to drug trafficking and even multiple murders. The indictment, 88 pages long, 56 counts. And yes, they actually cited the lyrics of Young Thug as evidence. Prosecutors painted Young Thug as the boss, the shot caller behind YSL's alleged criminal activity. They said he ordered hits, provided weapons, and used his label as a cover for gang operations. That even claimed that YSL was responsible for violent turf wars in Atlanta. One of the most high-profile examples tied to the case was the murder of rapper YFN, Lucci's associate. Prosecutors argued that YSL and YFN were rival gangs, and Thug's crew had direct involvement in taking lives. But here's when it gets messy. How much of this is fact, and how much of it is just storytelling? Now, as the trial loomed, things started falling apart for YSL. One by one, co-defendants started taking plea deals, and the biggest shock came in December 2022, when Gunna, arguably the second largest name in YSL, accepted an Alford plea, meaning he pled guilty while maintaining innocence. Soon after Gunna, several other members of YSL started taking plea deals for reduced sentences, and every time someone flipped, it left Thug more isolated in the courtroom. When the trial finally kicked off in January 2023, it quickly became one of the longest and most chaotic criminal trials in Georgia's history. Witnesses backed out, jurors were dismissed, and lawyers got arrested. Yes, one lawyer actually got locked up for bringing pills into the court. So to fast forward, Thug didn't walk out of this case completely exonerated, but he did plead guilty, or no contest, to certain charges. But in the overall scheme, the outcome is basically far better for him than many expected to be. Now, he avoided decades behind bars, and the plea deal allowed him to get time served plus probation rather than serving a super long sentence. So explaining this, in late October 2024, Young Thug agreed to a plea deal, but this was not a fully negotiated preset agreement. It's been described as a non-negotiated plea or blind plea, which means he pleaded guilty or no contest to several charges without the sentencing terms being fully locked in beforehand. So he went back to music naturally after getting out of jail. But now let's get to the release of UI Scooty. So in January of early this year, Thug contributed a verse to Lil Baby's track Dumb Dumb and Dumber, featuring Future. That becomes one of his first musical returns in the public ear post-release. Around April 2025, the album announcement really starts to solidify. On April 16th, Thug drops the UI Scooty cover art, confirms the album's existence, opens up about merchandise bundles, etc., etc. On April 25th, the lead single Money on Money, again featuring Future, is officially released that becomes the first real musical statement tied to UI Scooty. Around the same April timeframe, Thug sits down with GQ in an interview and discusses life after jail, the creative process, the album name, and emotional stakes. In May 2025, there's chatter about release timing. In a fan interaction video, Thug says June when asked about when UI Scooty would drop. Leading up to summer, snippets, leaks, feature rumors, producer names, and speculation picks up. By July, Thug officially announces UI Scooty's release date, September 19th, 2025, and that becomes the anchor point for the rollout. On September 11th, Thug drops the track Miss My Dogs, initially via Instagram with the streaming release following, as another lead up to the album. If September 19 nears, fans are gearing up, expecting simultaneous big releases. For example, Cardi B's Am I the Drama had previously been pegged for the same day. September 16th and 17th, Thug reveals via an Instagram story video that the album is being delayed by 1 week. The new drop date becomes September 26th, 2025. The announcement is casual, and the studio snippet next Friday is playing in the background. Not big press. Now September 26th comes and the album drops. Finally, UI Scooty is released. And it's released under the YSL 300 Atlantic record label. Now the initial release went from June to September. So that was kind of the first hiccup. So basically, I think once UI Scooty finally landed, the rollout was really kind of messy and all over the place. So the thing is, Thug had been away for a lot of years, and with him being tied up to like the YSL RICO trial and everything combined, and Gunna and all of that weight and pressure on him, I believe that, you know, a lot of the situation involving YSL caused him to be stressed basically and not be able to grasp that creativity that he used to have. Now, I'm not saying he's fallen off or it's over. I'm just saying this particular album wasn't the best at all. I think that once he is able to, you know, get back into his groove and get back to himself, you know, and actually find himself and find that, you know, find that person within himself that loves music and loves what he does, he'll be able to come back and, you know, make a project that we all will be able to appreciate. So to be honest, I don't think UI Scooty is a really good album. Now, I think other people think the same thing. I don't really think that the album compares to like his older ones. Yeah, and honestly, it makes sense because Thug has been living through one of the most exhausting legal battles in hip-hop history. Years in court, years behind bars, his own crew fracturing with plea deals, his reputation constantly dragged through the mud. That kind of weight just doesn't go away. So you can feel it in the music. Like, it's uninspired, cautious, almost like he was recording because he had to and not because it was coming from, you know, the inside of his heart. So yeah, the album, in my opinion, flopped. Not just commercially, but creatively. It's not the kind of project people are gonna just revisit in 5 years. And maybe that's just the real tragedy. Young Thug is a pioneer of Atlanta rap. So a lot of his artistry was smothered in this album. Yeah, but what do y'all think? Was the album really that bad to y'all, or was it just impossible for Thug to live up to the hype given everything going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe and share with everyone you know. Thank you for watching.